The Persona games have had a pretty huge impact on my mental health, and I think it can maybe do the same for you. I'm not going to say something silly like it can completely change your life or cure your depression, but it can definitely teach you to love what you hate most in your life, and that's a very good start. At least I think so. Let me paint the picture for you. I was in 11th grade with no friends, no motivation, or desire to see my life continue past the age of 17. I had just moved to a new state. I came from a place where everyone looked like me to a place now where no one looked like me. I can't entirely blame not having friends on the fact that I was a Black and Hispanic kid in an all-white neighborhood. I had a hard time making friends long before that, until I met someone. I wasn't exactly sure when we became friends. It happened somewhere between the times we nodded at each other in the hallways and the times we got assigned as partners in projects. Regardless of when it happened, he was an outcast just like me and had a lot of interests that weren't common, at least for the time. He was really into Undertale and the Persona games. Now, these are pretty common interests nowadays, but at the time, he struggled to find anyone who really even knew what either of those things were. So needless to say, he really wanted me to try playing both of those games. And he pushed for it until I finally just gave it a shot. We started with Undertale. He downloaded a copy of it onto a USB that I took and played over the course of a week. And it was one of the most beautiful experiences I've ever had. I loved it and became obsessed. Not as much as he was obsessed, but I still love the game very much to this day. And there was just something beautiful about sharing an interest like this with someone who was really passionate about it. After that, we were great friends. We'd hang out at lunch and skip school to go do dumb shit. Once we even went to a mall and I saw this Japanese painting that I thought was gorgeous, but it's actually pretty hideous. I like it though. And crazily enough, he bought the painting for me. I'm getting a bit off topic. I did eventually try playing the Persona games. He recommended I start with Persona 5, and I did. The long tutorial really drove me away, and I just never really got too far into the game. Years later, we graduated high school and we just kind of drifted apart, lost each other's contact information, and just stopped being friends. I think about him often, and I thought about him more back then than I do today. Regardless, 3 years later, after we graduated high school, I found out that he passed away in a motorcycle accident. I took this pretty hard at the time. I was young, he was very young, and I guess to find a way to be closer to him, I started playing Persona 5. I gave it a shot again, but this time I was much more determined to complete it. I wanted to experience every single part of this game to find out why he loved it so much. I never did find out why he found the game so special, I just have guesses. But I can never really know for sure now. That time has passed, I guess. But in my search, I found something else. I learned how to love the things that I hate in my life. See, I have a problem, and I think there's a chance someone watching this video might have the same problem, if not many of you. I can't stand living. I don't mean literally living, I mean the act of living. I mean doing things day to day to stay alive. I'm talking about deciding what to eat every day, folding clothes, working, food shopping, doing schoolwork. You get the point. I just hate it. I hate every minute of it, and it caused a lot of issues with my mental health. But after playing Persona 5, I think I understood what I was missing. The game does a great job of making life look so happy, from hanging out with friends, working, completing schoolwork, to something as simple as doing laundry. It does this in a few ways. Well, first, there's the great UI design that is so satisfying to experience. The music that plays throughout your activities, and even the little music note jingle you get when you level up a social stat. It's all very satisfying. There's even some beautiful rain that you can experience sometimes. Also, the protagonist, Joker, always looks so excited after he's completed a task that most people would hate, including me. All this together actually made an experience for me that resulted in me enjoying the mundane things in the game. I enjoyed studying in the rain more than I enjoyed the combat in Persona 5. I wanted to rush through palaces so I could just go back to doing the mundane stuff like working or reading books. So why is it that I could enjoy these tasks in a Persona game and not in real life? The first answer is pretty obvious. Doing laundry in real life sucks so much more than doing it in a game, but that still doesn't explain why I enjoy doing it in the game so much. I think the answer lies in romanticization. Persona 5 romanticizes life through all those little things I mentioned earlier that it does. Here's a clearer definition of what romanticizing life looks like. To romanticize life means to view and experience it with a sense of intentional beauty, gratitude, and appreciation for the simple pleasures. It's about enhancing everyday moments and finding joy in the little details. Exactly what Persona 5 does. So learning this, I tried to implement this into my own life. There's many ways to do this, and I've done a few different things. For example, I love the rain. I started to listen to music with the rain in the background when doing things I hated, food shopping or doing dishes. I would light candles and watch an ambiance video on a projector while I studied. It's not the whole picture. Remember how I said Joker just looks so happy and excited to be completing these mundane tasks? I think gratitude is a big part of it. But when you're sad or depressed, gratitude is hard. And sometimes when you're trying to be grateful, it just feels like you're bullshitting because you don't really mean it. What I started to do that has changed my life can maybe help you too. I started saying things like, I get to decide what to eat today. Instead of saying, I have to decide what I want to eat today. I get the opportunity to study and build a future, not I have to study. This small change of verbiage is huge. At first, it feels like a waste of time. But after enough time, I really started to believe and feel all these statements to be true. I rewired my brain somehow to just not hate it so much and just be grateful that I can be here another day on Earth. It really helped reshape my perspective on all those daily tasks. That's how I now love the things that I hated, and maybe you can too. I hope this helps anyone, even a little bit. I'd love to hear what you think. I read every single comment on my channel. And yeah. Dedicate this video to my friend. Your memory lives on with me and I still have that painting you gave me. I take it with me everywhere I go now. And if you're here for my challenge runs, don't worry, I'm still doing that. Just branching out and doing more types of videos that I feel like I need to make. Just remember, you're worthy, you're beautiful, and I will catch you next time.